This rock's really gnarly. Whoa. Some of my favorite local trails. This big hill over here. Trails are very steep, rocky, pretty much the most aggressive terrain we have out here. What we're gonna do is go up here. I have my Kenevo. Most of you guys know this bike. It's got actually mullet style, so it's 27.5 in the rear and 29 in the front. Got the Fox 40 on it, Float X2, Fox transfer post. And I have the 12 speed on the back here, which offers great climbing abilities. So anyways, I think most of you guys know that bike. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take it up onto these hills right here. We're gonna climb up and we're gonna ride it down. A lot of people have questions about this bike. They say, hey man, I don't think you can climb hills as good on the Kenevo as you can on the Levo. I wanna get it, but I don't think I can climb as well. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this bike out and we're gonna figure out exactly how well this bike can climb. Like I said, steep, rough terrain over here, so it's gonna be the perfect spot to try this out. So let's give this thing a shot. This is the Kenevo.
Kenevo?
Yeah, it is. It's a Kenevo, but I have a I put the 40 on the front of it, and then there's a 29 front wheel in the front and 27.5 in the back, because it comes standard 27.5 volt.
Mullen Kenevo. How
yeah.
about that?
There you go. So if you go around that trail, you can make it the whole thing.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, and it'll take you about 15 minutes, you know. Yeah, it's incredible. And then it comes down, I mean, it rides better than, it's a full downhill bike.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there you go, man.
It's very cool.
It is. I
Yeah.
like that. That's a nice build.
What's it weigh?
Well done.
Just out of curiosity.
I got it a lot lighter than, feel it. I don't know. It's pretty light. I got carbon wheels on here, which is lighter, and the suspension is much lighter than the way it comes.
Are those the other revolves or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're revolves. So it's substantially lighter than stock,
Yep.
But
That's a proper build, man.
yeah, it's fun. All right, so here we are. We're making our way up the trail. This section up here gets really steep. It's one of the steeper sections of this whole ride. It's really rocky. Those are the rock ledges you'll see here. So I'm in middle power right now. I'm in trail mode. And like I said, I got that 12 speed on here, so I can drop my gears quite a bit. But you can see there's these rocky sections. It's like no problem. And one of the things, here if we can get up this, right here. Oh, that was steep. Oh, fuck, man. We're about halfway up the trail right now. We started way down there. This is a trail that I grew up riding. My friends and I used to come out all the time and ride this trail on the weekends. And way back in the day, I had a Santa Cruz Bullet. The thing was like 48 pounds, which is actually heavier than the weight of my Kenevo right here. Anyways, we all had downhill bikes, and we used to come up here and ride, and this was like our trail to ride. And my buddies and I would come on the weekends, and we'd park at the bottom, way down there, and we'd hike our bikes up the trail. It was about a 45-minute, maybe 50-minute hike to get from the bottom to the top. And then we'd start way up there, we'd drop in, and I remember the Strava time was about 4 minutes to get down. So 4 to 5 minute run down with a 50-minute hike up. And that was our number one trail around here. That was pretty much the only thing we rode. I would come out every weekend, and so that was our day. 50 minutes up, 4 minutes down, we'd get one run in. That was a good weekend. So here we are, fast forward 2021, got my fancy Kenevo, motor and battery. You're still getting a workout. You can see I'm out of breath. So here we're halfway up the trail and it's been about 5 minutes. So we're gonna keep going, get up to the top. It should be another a little bit more minutes to get to the top, and then we're gonna come down. And then, you know, that's one run, but you could probably do about 6 or 7 of those in the same amount of time. So this bike does very well climbing up this steep, rocky stuff that kind of has ledges to it. You know, normally on any other bike it'd be very hard to climb, but the Kenevo actually does it better because it's so long. The wheelbase is so long on this bike that it makes it very stable when climbing stuff. You can get really steep sections. It does it no problem. Again, one of the things that helps is the long wheelbase. It just keeps it very, very stable front and back. Normally when you're climbing any other bike, even the Levo or whatever, the suspension's working the whole time, but you know, you only have, say, 150, 160 millimeters of travel. So when you have 180 like this, and really good suspension, thank you, Fox, it works much better, especially on the climbs. It just soaks up everything. I mean, the rear end of the bike stays alive the whole time, and it soaks everything up. So it actually, the climbing suspension of this bike works way better than any other bike I've ridden. Steep ledges, you can get up it no problem. Almost like you got a trials motorcycle. It just goes. All right, we got another one here. Dang. No problem. Mind you, I'm still in level 2. I'm not in turbo. Mid-power. All right, here we are. Made it up to the top. No time at all. That was about, my guess is 10 minutes, maybe just over, which is crazy. That's insane. All right, so let's go for the downhill. So as you can see, this bike climbs incredible. I mean, it just motors up anything. You're still getting an insane workout, but it's just, you can climb anything. A little bit harder on this switchback things, but other than that, there's no shortcomings in the climbing of this bike. So let's head for the downhill. It's pretty much a full downhill bike, so let's see what it does. All right, full downhill here. Steep and rocky. This is like real downhill stuff. Whoa. Yep, there it is. Coming downhill, this bike performs just like a downhill bike. I mean, it's incredible. This rock's really gnarly. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, came offline. But this full DH stuff. Jump over a lot of stuff.